Hi guys, my name's Amelia Viney and I'm a Clore Fellow. Hi class of 2017! I thought that it would be appropriate to make a vlog because I work with young people, and the conversation I'm going to have today is about millennials and why so many of them aren't participating in our democracy. This is a great time to be talking about this. Post-Brexit and post-Trump, we've seen an incredible surge in youth interest in politics. I wonder why. Adults seem to have done such a great job. But I've heard a lot of people say, why did it take this to engage them? Well, it didn't. It's not that young people have been apathetic until 2017 and just woken up to the fact that there is, in fact, a big world out there. That isn't what happened. I'm here today to challenge the concept of youth apathy. These kids are angry and they're passionate. I'm here to convince you that it's the education system and the democratic system that are getting in the way of these kids participating. And that if we're going to create the young leaders that we so desperately need for our future, we need to get out of their way.
All us young people, we're angry about something, but we're constantly told by society, oh no, you're too young, you can't be doing this and that, look, you're going to be embarrassing yourself, you're going to ruin your family's reputation. No, we're just only fighting for a cause. We actually care about politics. This is going to affect us more later on in the future than you old people who are like making these decisions. We're the ones going to be suffering from the consequences.
Young people only seem like they don't care. We do care.
I'm telling you right now, I live in a state and even the roadmen know about politics.
It's on Instagram, it's on like your meme Instagram pages, like the joke pages, even have politics on it.
We are aware and I feel like people need to know that.
Young people from disadvantaged backgrounds feel so unable to challenge the injustice and the inequality that they see in society. In 2014, Sky News did a poll with Survation, and they found that 88% of young people feel like their voices are completely unheard in society. 88%. Rewind. That's 88%. That's only 12% of young people in the entire of this country who feel like they have a voice. And that survey cut across race and gender and class. So we can guess who the 12% are. In fact, we don't have to guess, because the 2013 Youth Participation in Democracy survey told us that levels of participation are significantly skewed by social class, ethnicity, and gender. That's social class, ethnicity, gender. Americans call that the civic empowerment gap. And they say that among youth in the United States, it's, quote, as large and as disturbing as the nationally recognized reading and math achievement gaps. Back to the experts.
I think society views me as like a young black woman.
Because I'm Latina, there is this tendency to think that we aren't as likely to succeed.
A young person that isn't from here and that I don't have much credibility in my opinions.
We exist, but we're not seen.
When they first see me, I feel like they come with loads of stereotypes. Like, oh, she's just going to be like loud and rowdy and she's going to be a problem for us.
An angry black girl.
A young black boy doesn't get up to no good, wasting his time, arrogant, disrespectful.
Gosh, that's just dehumanizing, I think.
My parents would tell me that you need to work twice as hard as, like, say, a white person just to get to the same place.
I feel like I have to live up to a certain standard that's forever being pushed up and up. I feel like there's a glass ceiling.
I feel people ignore me because, like, when they see me, I don't think they see status.
Society that doesn't think I can succeed, or won't give me the opportunity to succeed. So I feel like society also views me as a failure.
We all know that racism and sexism and ageism and classism are alive and well in our society. And just like they affect educational attainment and employability, they also impact civic participation. According to Ipsos Mori, young people from less affluent families are 30% less likely to participate in our democracy than their wealthier peers, despite being on the blunt end of most political decisions. Valuable voices are missing from the big conversations in society. Conversations that are directly impacting these young people. Conversations about mental health and housing and educational inequality. These are the conversations that will define their futures. It's bad for the individuals, and it's bad for their communities, and it's bad for society. They hit 18 and feel powerless, unwanted, and unheard, but not because they don't care, because they have no route to making successful change. Young people aren't politically apathetic. They're interested in participating in democracy, but it has to be made accessible. So what am I suggesting? I believe that before turning 18, young people need to learn how to engage in collective action, to improve their communities, and to tackle the social issues that directly affect them. Through both education and action, young people need to learn to analyze the socio-political conditions in their communities, leverage the instruments of power to make their demands heard, and they need to be able to enact creative solutions to better address the problems they're facing. If every young person can experience those things, then they will be able to develop their capacities as leaders and challenge this public perception that adolescents are either politically apathetic or naive or simply unprepared to assume civic responsibility. And people will be able to do for themselves and their communities, living up to this ideal of nothing about us without us. Our democracy will be truly representative and diverse and vibrant. We have to increase political literacy and active citizenship. And obviously, we should lower the voting age to 16. We are going to rely on these young people in the future. They will be running our country. I strongly believe that schools are not fit for purpose. I think it's a huge problem that young people are in education for 14 years, and in that time, they don't address citizenship, politics, social policy. The curriculum that we're teaching young people was made either for the Victorian workhouse or the hallowed halls of Oxbridge. It creates workers or academics, but not citizens. It is time for us to reclaim the curriculum, to make current affairs and complex social policy equally as important as math and science. And there's some pretty fantastic evidence of this working, admittedly in America, but they have been leading the way for the last 15 years. The seminal study, Building Transformative Youth Leadership, Data on the Impacts of Youth Organizing, was written in 2011 by Seema Shah. Shah followed the work of 8 youth organizing groups with the objective of understanding how involvement in organizing impacted the participants, particularly the ways in which organizing built grassroots leadership and social capital in low-income communities and communities of color. She took a 6-year national longitudinal study examining the impact of community organizing. Here's just one quote. Involvement in organizing helps young people feel a sense of agency in their lives, the belief that they have control over their actions and can make a difference in the world around them. Upwards of 80% of students felt confident they could research a problem in their community, create a plan to address the problem, and get other people to care about the problem. Similarly, when asked to rate their own leadership, nearly 90% of the young people indicated they viewed themselves as leaders, and around 80% believed they had the ability to organize people to get things done. To me, that sounds like something that should be on the curriculum. The conversations that are happening in the world are conversations for them. If you can justify teaching simultaneous equations and volcanoes, then why not influencing policy, improving institutions, and changing the systems that low-income youth need to navigate? The educational curriculum should reflect that. I just don't agree with what we're teaching. And while we're in the process of fighting for serious civic education, we need incredible enrichment programs to fill the gaps. Opportunities for this generation to become informed and powerful, to have the knowledge, skills, confidence, and access that they need to make change, to show the world what they're really capable of.
So do you think that they're right about you?
Oh no.
They are so wrong. They are disgustingly wrong. And they know they're wrong, but they refuse to admit it.
We shouldn't be deterred from being outspoken and having a voice.
Our views should matter.
The world is going through a time where everyone needs to learn now.
I would like them to see a smart, hard-working, resilient, strong, powerful, eager young black woman, but also person, human.
I'm capable of having an intellectual conversation and of holding a room and making people see my point of view.
We have a voice and we can make change.
If they want to ignore me, go ahead, to be honest, because whatever you're saying, I'm 12 steps ahead of you anyway.
Young people have a lot to say, and I guess we just need a platform to say it.
That's why I run the Advocacy Academy, a social justice fellowship that unleashes the power of young people to transform their world. We give them the skills they need to take action on the injustice and inequality that they've experienced. I'll leave you with a quote from Malika.
I want to create, no, I won't say the cliche word of change. I want to externally manifest everything I've learned within this program. How to be the catalyst of change, how to think more openly, how to believe in what I'm thinking, how to cement that and let it infiltrate through society. I want that to be physical. I'm really excited about the future. This program has just helped me develop so much as a human being. I may come across so confident, but trust me, I'm not always like that. But this program has helped me really dig deep and find out who I really am, and find out what I like and what I'm angry about and what I want to change.
I hope that one day the Advocacy Academy doesn't have to exist, that young people will learn this from their schools, and then the next generation will learn it from their parents. Here's to a world where civil society is no longer dominated by a privileged few, and that people from all walks of life will have the tools to participate meaningfully in our democracy. I'm Amelia from the Advocacy Academy, and if you want to join the conversation, email me on theadvocacyacademy@gmail.com.